Welcome back, guys, and welcome to the 9th episode. Today is engraving day and I have big plans. As always, my name is Lars and this is the Building of Tyr. The big thing that I want to do today is the engraving. I want to make a big engraving. One, because I want to cover my little mistake that I made here, where I drilled the hole, where I drilled the wrong hole. Right now it's, you can see it. It's not too distracting, but once I will put the finish on this, everything will become darker, and this little piece of engraving here will be so much visible, so much. I need to cover this, and my thought is to make a big engraving, just put something here that will pass here just to cover this thing. Now my idea for this is to make an engraving that will start from here and will end roughly here, and for the neck I will make my usual engraving, the pattern, probably a different this time, and then here I will make a bigger engraving. Now the idea is to do something like this. This is an image that I found on Pinterest. I will put the link in the description for the artist because deserve it, and I want to make something like this. So I will use this as a general guideline, and then I will basically, like hella, I will reinterpret that in my own style. Now, before starting to draw everything, I need to sand a little. I know that the last video I probably said that I will do that between episodes, but I didn't have the time. Now, here I have my 60 grit sandpaper, and I already started, and now I will continue to sand by hand the neck and this part, the transition. And here I will take the orbital sander with a 40 grit disc, and I will sand this part, and then I can start designing today, because today design, tomorrow engraving. As everybody, I hate sanding for a good reason. It's boring as hell, but it makes all the difference. Now what I will do is design this engraving. I will probably put this like so, take some measurements and start to design this thing. The idea is here. Now I think that I will go upstairs and finish this with a little more light and a coffee, and I will just design the entire thing. And tomorrow you will see the idea done. And I made this. Now I need to engrave this, and then I will attach this, which is the pattern that I want to use this time, which is different from the usual. I will put some music now and I will work for the next couple of hours probably, because that is the time that will require me. Let's go. With a chair, I will work with the chair, not bending over the work, but with a nice chair. Right here, on here. The engraving done, and it came out very beautiful. I love this, and for today I'm done. Now I will attach this here, and tomorrow I will do it the same. Probably for this I will use the knife, but I'm not so sure because this plywood that I use in the central part is actually pretty strong, so maybe I can use the V-gouge even for that, but I'm not 100% sure for this. I'm not 100% sure. I will probably change the blade here because it's a little blunt, and I will go with the knife. It's the next day, and as you can see, I have this marked. Now yesterday I just used the knife to mark the line of this pattern, but and I didn't carve basically anything apart one pass here, just one, because it was a complete nightmare. Probably the best way was as I did on Odin, which is punching a small amount of hole everywhere, just following the line, and then use the knife to mark the actual line. Now I could go with the knife now, but it takes me too much time to arrive here at this point, and I want to try again with the Dremel and see if I can with this make it. I spent something like 2 hours trying to use the Dremel to make this, and yeah, it wasn't good. The Dremel is probably the right tool, but my ability to use it is nope. I need some more practice. I started to use it, I obtained one good line, I thought okay, that is the right tool, and then I started to messing up and I obtained some not very pretty bit of work. I need some more practice, but this is not the right place to do it because I will look at this neck. I want this neck to look pretty, at least. Not perfect, but at least pretty. So I spent something like 2 hours trying different methods, from V-gouges to carving gouge, to things, different bits for the different bits for the Dremel, and at the end I came back to the other method. The one that I didn't want to try because it's very long, and that will do. So what I did was I modified one of this. This was from the period where my brother was an enthusiast of ninja weapon, and I know that at this point my brother is kind of like a legendary creature here, and we have a lot of this that were made for drawing, and I simply cut one of this. I make it a little more punchier because this has saw better days. I cut it, and I will use this to punch the hole like I did on Odin, and then I will clean this with the knife. So now let's work, and I hope that I can make the montage without any other problem. Okay, it's been a while, but I do have the engraving done, and I'm pretty happy with the result. Turns out good, and when I will have the finish on, it will be a lot more visible, like every time, and I like it. Now this was a lot of work. Now this little thing helped me a lot. I ended up making a handle for this. It was quick and fun to make this, and it just helped me hold this thing a lot looser, so my hand didn't end up sore while doing this. And I also purchased this little mallet with the nylon head. But what I will do now is drill the final hole that I need. A hole for the pickup, one for the bridge, and the hole for the control. The depth of the control cavity is almost there. Now I think that I could just put this thing here and tighten the nut with no problem, but just to be safe, I think that I will take away a couple of millimeters at most. This thing is ready to be sent and for the finish, which will be in the next episode. I still have a little bit of jobs to do, like like a fret job, because I avoided that, and I need to sand this thing and get everything to its final like shape, like refine a little this edge here and there, but the bulk of the work is done. Now it's for the final episode that will be in 2 weeks. So as always, I would like to thank you, my Ko-fi supporter, my subscriber, the new subscriber. We are almost at 300 at the moment where I'm recording this, and I hope that I will arrive at 300 when this will be live. So in case, just if you want to subscribe to help me arrive to 300, you are very nice. Or if you want to subscribe to help me arrive to 1 million, thank you again. Everything counts. Now, I will end this episode here, and in the next episode, like I said, I will finish this guitar. I will have Tyr ready. So, I will see you in 2 weeks for the finishing touch, and until then, bye.